There's many ways to do Chi Sao, and there are many different ways to play drills with Chi Sao. So another one is understanding distance and how to create space. Now, let's go back here. Let's say I pressure her hands in, and they're coming in against her body. What she's going to do is take a step back and push her hands back. I press in, and she's able to create space for herself. I press in, and she creates space. So there's two different ways, right? For example, she presses on me. I can let her carry my weight by putting my weight forward. So she presses on my hands, and now she's carrying my weight. And we go back. Or, like I described before, she presses in. Oh, I'm Chuck Q. Oh my God, I can't push her back, or anybody that's stronger than me. So what do I have to do? I just have to maintain this position and create space with it. She comes in, and I use this to step back as I create space. And this is important because when you're up under a lot of pressure, all right, you might not be able to withstand it, and so you have to create space for yourself, right? So we're always modulating this space. And when you play Chi Sao, you want to be able to move the opponent with just your hands, alone in the positions that you do, right? Good. Now I want to show you something. My hand, your hand's here. We're equal. Press on it. This is an equal form of strength. If I'm stronger than her, I can overpower this. If she's stronger than me, she can overpower me. So here's our medium range of motion. Like I said in Wing Chun, we like to play in our strong range of motion. So how does a woman deal with a guy that's stronger? So what did I say in the beginning? This. And this is a little detail in Silentao. So many things are hidden in plain view about Wing Chun, and so much is understated that people look and they're like, yeah, I get this. I got it. Let's move on. No. So she follows my fist in. Now, where's her strong range of motion? This way. Move it that way. That's her strong range of motion. And you see, to get my fist to veer off, it doesn't take a lot. This is all you really need. So there are drills in Chi Sao that we do where what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push into her, and she's going to wait to the very last minute, and she's going to move her hands, and then she's also going to move her body. So if I move my hand a couple inches and my horse another inch, I've created a wider range of motion. So we kind of free up the Chi Sao, and we play long, right? And I come in, and she learns how to let my hands come close. So that's one example of how we deal with overpowering. And so in application, let's say, when she brings it in, she's going to take a side, and then she's going to work this side, and then that's where her strength is, and it puts this arm out of action for a moment. Arm replacement is good, and techniques are good. And what are we really training Chi Sao for? The point of contact. So for this split second, and after this, we're going to be doing strikes in a real fight. We spend all this time with all this contact for this one little moment in a fight. It almost seems like, well, why not just fight? Why not just spar? And it's a good question. We need to develop attributes. Our hands need to do certain things. Like you need to learn sticking energy, what I like to call whip and stick, like Pak Sao. Here's basic Pak Sao. You're throwing it out, you're sticking. On day one, you learn this, right? So you learn sticking energy, sensitivity, a little bit of forward energy, enough to keep it. And if this hand comes back, this comes out, right? This comes out. And even if this doesn't come out, that should come forward, because that's the nature of Wing Chun. I drop my hand, it should come forward. Yeah? So that's what we learned here, right? So it's a whipping and stick, what I like to call whip and stick energy. So now what she's going to do is I'm going to throw some strikes, and all she's going to do is whip and stick at my hand. And when I retract my arm, she's going to stick to it. If I retract my arm outside the perimeter of my body, then it should be coming in. So I'm here, and she's just going to whip and stick. And notice, even if I turn it off, she's still sticking to me, right? She's got to stick. So it's a whip and stick kind of motion. And this comes down, that's got to come in. Well, it doesn't really matter, right? Learn to whip and stick. Whip and stick. Take that where you get a boxer throwing jabs. Now, in Wing Chun, one of the reasons we don't spar in the conventional sense is we don't want to develop bad habits. We don't want to be exchanging with the opponent, right? So I'm jabbing, she's blocking, right? We're doing this, just block, right? Block, 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 just block. Right? We don't want to just block. We want to meet the hand, follow it in if we need to, and suppress it. If we meet the hand, and she has a superior structure, my elbow's out, let's say, she comes in, she can force her hand in with a strike. Right? She can step in there with a strike. She has a superior structure. If she doesn't, then she's got to replace the arm while maintaining the structure and strike. And so we do drills like this. I'm going to do some jabs, and she's just going to suppress the hand, and that's it. Okay? See what happens? If she doesn't suppress it, I've rebooted. I've regrouped. I'm back in my workspace, right? So she got to be fast. Step back. And if I drop it down, she's got to maintain her position. That's why you notice, like in Chum Q, this is our workspace here. And if she's overwhelmed, then the hands can come this way. Good.